Walk into any Westfield food court right now. You will see empty spaces where familiar brands operated for decades. 18 months ago, these locations were profitable. Franchisees paid rent, employed staff, served customers daily. Today, they are gone. The brands that survived recessions, competition, and countless market changes could not survive current conditions. 6 major fast food chains are closing stores across Australia, some quietly, some dramatically. Each closure tells a story about what happens when fundamental economics break down. This is not about individual business failures. This is about systematic collapse affecting brands simultaneously. When chains that operated successfully for decades choose closure over continuation, the pattern deserves attention. We are examining 6 chains from least severe to most severe collapse. The progression reveals how recession arrives, not through headlines, but through accumulating closures most people barely notice until the familiar places disappear. Number 6. Donut King. Michael closed his 3rd Donut King location in November last year. He had opened the first store 8 years earlier when shopping centres were growing rapidly. The business performed well from day one. Regular customers stopped by for morning coffee and hot cinnamon donuts. He added a second location within 2 years, then a third. Each store generated steady profit. Then the customers stopped coming. Morning traffic thinned as office workers shifted to permanent work from home. The commuters who grabbed breakfast donuts simply vanished. Birthday celebrations moved to gourmet donut shops offering Instagram-worthy creations. Weekend treat purchases disappeared as household budgets tightened. Michael watched revenue decline month after month while costs climbed relentlessly. Flour prices surged following global wheat shortages. Sugar costs jumped. Electricity bills doubled as energy prices skyrocketed. Rent increased despite falling foot traffic. Shopping centres demanded higher payments while delivering fewer customers. He contacted retail food groups seeking help. Corporate provided nothing beyond standard franchise systems. No marketing campaigns, no rent negotiations, no operational support. RFG focused on collecting royalties from shrinking revenue rather than helping struggling franchisees. When his first lease came up for renewal, the landlord wanted a rent increase despite declining revenue. The mathematics made continuation impossible. He closed that location. The second followed a few months later, then the third. 8 years building these businesses, all ended within 5 months. Donut King first appeared in Australian shopping centres during the early 1980s as part of the donut craze sweeping Western countries. The American-style concept adapted well. Fresh hot donuts, aromatic coffee, convenient locations capturing impulse purchases. The model worked profitably for 40 years. The business seemed bulletproof until it suddenly was not. The pattern extends across the entire network. Retail Food Group operates Donut King alongside Michel's Patisserie and Gloria Jean's. All three face identical pressures from declining traffic, rising costs, and contracting spending. The parent company already eliminated Michel's completely this year. Industry analysts expect similar decisions about Donut King as closures accelerate. Donut King represents pure discretionary spending. Nobody needs donuts. During expansion, customers purchase treats freely. During contraction, these purchases disappear first from household budgets. When donut shops fail systematically, consumers have stopped buying things they simply want rather than need. If this kind of detailed economic analysis is valuable to you, joining the channel helps us continue investigating business failures and recession signals that mainstream outlets overlook. Donut King experiences straightforward closure pattern affecting dozens of locations. Taco Bell's situation carries different weight, an international brand admitting defeat publicly. Number 5. Taco Bell. Taco Bell tried twice to succeed in Australia, failed both times. The brand entered during the 1980s, opened dozens of locations, then exited in the late 1990s as unprofitable after consumers discovered the food tasted nothing like authentic Mexican cuisine. A decade later, Collins Foods acquired franchise rights hoping to replicate their KFC success. They modernized menus, upgraded stores, invested heavily in marketing. Corporate believed lessons learned from the first failure would ensure success. It never worked. Taco Bell could not establish compelling position against Guzman y Gomez, despite years of effort. GYG entered around the same time, but dominated Mexican fast casual through fresh ingredients and positioning as Australian-owned. Consumers viewed GYG as authentic, Taco Bell as processed American fast food. The perception gap proved insurmountable, regardless of menu improvements or marketing spend. Revenue declined year after year, despite corporate resources. Collins Foods operates hundreds of profitable KFC locations, demonstrating restaurant competence. Their Taco Bell failure revealed market-specific challenges transcending operational capability. Sometimes brands cannot overcome unfavourable positioning regardless of execution quality. Andrew franchised a Melbourne CBD location targeting office worker lunch traffic. He invested heavily in premium retail space. The business performed adequately before pandemic permanently shifted work patterns. When office workers stopped returning 5 days weekly, his customer base evaporated. Revenue dropped by half, while costs remained fixed. He operated barely breaking even, waiting for conditions to improve. Office towers around him remained half empty as hybrid work became permanent. Then Collins Foods announced they would sell Taco Bell operations entirely. Andrew learned about the sale from news articles. Corporate provided zero communication about buyer identity, timeline, or transition plans. His calls to head office went unanswered or received vague responses without concrete details. His franchise agreement specified Collins Foods as franchisor providing all systems, marketing, supply chain, and support. What happens when Collins Foods exits? Who honours existing franchise rights? Who maintains operational systems? Andrew operates in limbo, without answers to fundamental questions. The sale process signals market weakness. Collins Foods has not announced acquisition price, buyer identity, or completion timeline many months after initial announcement. In healthy markets, established brands attract premium valuations. Extended silence suggests either fire sale pricing or difficulty finding buyers. What makes this symbolically important? Taco Bell represents a major international brand with global resources admitting complete Australian defeat after second serious attempt. If professional operators with corporate backing cannot make the brand viable despite sustained effort, second-tier chains face systematic elimination as consumer spending contracts. Taco Bell exits through corporate announcement, creating franchisee uncertainty. Subway contracts through different mechanism. Silent abandonment. Number 4. Subway. Stores are disappearing across Australia. Nobody notices. Subway locations go dark without announcement. Corporate issues, no press releases. Individual franchisees simply close when leases expire. The cumulative impact reveals systematic failure masked by silence. David operated a location for over a decade. The business generated modest profit during good years. He worked full-time managing operations, then revenue declined as competitors offering fresher ingredients captured market share. Subway's positioning as healthy fast food lost credibility when Jersey Mike's and Grilled demonstrated what fresh actually meant. Customers recognized the quality difference and shifted spending towards superior alternatives. His lease renewal came up. Subway mandated expensive remodel requirements, new equipment, updated counters, digital menu boards, modernized seating. The investment would consume multiple years of declining profits just to recover costs. David calculated the economics carefully. The numbers made no rational sense under current conditions. He chose closure as the only economically rational decision. After operating successfully for over a decade, walking away felt practical rather than emotional. The alternative meant investing heavily into a marginally profitable location with no reasonable expectation of returns. He closed the store, liquidated equipment, exited completely. This pattern repeats invisibly across the network. Individual stores go dark without announcement. Nobody tracks cumulative closures publicly. The systematic failure becomes visible only when examining network size over time, revealing substantial contraction. Subway built the largest fast food network in Australia through aggressive franchise expansion during growth decades. The pitch seemed simple: low initial investment, proven systems, recognizable global brand. Thousands bought into the model, expecting reliable profit. The economics only functioned during sustained expansion, when revenue grew consistently. Subway charged royalty percentages and advertising contributions on gross revenue, regardless of operator profitability. When revenue grew, franchisees absorbed these costs. When revenue declined from competition and market contraction, the fixed percentage payments became crushing burdens. American data shows Subway closed over 600 locations in 2024, continuing multi-year contraction. The brand has shed thousands of restaurants as franchisees abandon unprofitable renewals. Australian operations follow identical patterns, with store count declining as leases expire. What makes this significant? Subway represents the largest fast food network in Australia, failing through franchisee abandonment. The completely silent nature masks actual scale. The multi-year contraction only becomes visible examining historical network data, revealing hundreds of disappeared locations. Subway operators walk away quietly from unviable renewals. Michelle's Patisserie faced more dramatic ending. Number 3. Michelle's Patisserie, February 2025. Retail Food Group sent the email to all Michelle's Patisserie franchisees simultaneously. Subject line: brand transition, immediate action required. Lisa opened the message at her franchise. She read the first paragraph once, then twice, then a third time trying to process the meaning. Retail Food Group would eliminate Michelle's Patisserie completely and permanently, not restructure operations, not consolidate locations. Complete elimination. Every franchise across Australia would close. The brand would cease to exist after operating nearly 4 decades. She had operated her Michelle's franchise successfully for nearly a decade, built genuine relationships with hundreds of regular customers, employed local staff for years, invested substantial capital into equipment, fit-out, and inventory. The business generated steady income through good years. She felt secure operating under an established national brand. The email coldly presented 2 options: convert to Gloria Jean's or Donut King with substantial additional investment, or close completely. Her Michelle's location operated barely profitable under present conditions. Investing significant money, converting into another struggling RFG brand, made zero economic sense. She chose permanent closure. 9 years of dedicated work building a successful business ended abruptly with a corporate email. Her initial investment, the customer relationships built over years, the staff hired and trained, all became instantly worthless when corporate decided the brand held no future. Michelle's Patisserie began operations in the late 1980s, bringing European-style patisserie culture to Australian shopping centres. The brand carved out distinct positioning, serving quality cakes, fresh pastries, specialty coffee, and light meals. Australians celebrated countless birthdays with Michelle's cakes. Business meetings happened regularly over Michelle's coffee. The brand became embedded into retail culture over decades. For nearly 40 years, the business model functioned profitably. Shopping centres provided steady foot traffic. Customers regularly purchased celebration cakes, grabbed convenient coffee while shopping, met friends for casual meals. Michelle's locations generated reliable profits serving these patterns year after year. Then everything changed simultaneously. Shopping centre traffic declined permanently as online shopping eliminated reasons to visit physical retail, and work from home reduced commuter patterns. The customers who once stopped by for morning coffee worked from home permanently. Weekend shopping trips became less frequent as household budgets tightened under economic pressure. Competition intensified from multiple directions. Specialty independent cafes offered superior coffee and atmosphere. Gourmet bakeries attracted customers seeking premium celebration cakes. Michelle's occupied the dangerous middle, more expensive than convenience options, less distinctive than specialty alternatives. The middle positioning that sustained the brand became fatal liability. Retail Food Group's decision to shut down rather than sell proves absolute severity. If Michelle's held any commercial value, corporate would sell to recover capital. Complete elimination indicates literally zero buyer interest. No investor wanted Michelle's operations even at distressed pricing. What makes Michelle's shutdown historically significant? Established brands operating successfully for decades do not disappear completely under normal conditions. Total permanent brand elimination signals economic conditions so severe that continuation at any scale becomes genuinely impossible regardless of restructuring efforts. Michels chose complete elimination. Gloria Jeans faces slower, systematic death. Number 2. Gloria Jeans. Rachel stopped going to Gloria Jeans. After 6 consecutive years of daily morning visits, she just stopped completely. Every single morning before work had meant Gloria Jeans for her established routine. The large latte felt like affordable personal luxury justified within household budgets during good times. The daily expense seemed minor within their combined income. Then mortgage interest rates jumped dramatically from historic lows. Monthly housing costs increased by hundreds. Simultaneously, property taxes rose, energy bills surged, insurance premiums climbed. Every expense category tightened simultaneously. Rachel carefully evaluated all household spending seeking savings. The daily Gloria Jeans latte represented an easily cuttable expense, providing immediate budget relief. She purchased a basic home brewing system. The cost savings added up to substantial amounts monthly. She cancelled the 6-year routine completely and permanently. The behavioural change required literally zero lifestyle sacrifice. Home-brewed coffee tasted perfectly acceptable for morning caffeine. The accumulated savings helped offset dramatically increased mortgage costs. The daily ritual that previously felt absolutely essential suddenly became obviously unnecessary discretionary luxury under financial pressure. The psychology shifted completely and irreversibly. Multiply Rachel's individual decision across tens of thousands of similar Australian household budget decisions made simultaneously. Gloria Jeans' aggregate revenue disappears not through dramatic announcements, but through quiet, cumulative behavioural changes repeated at massive scale. Regular customers simply stop visiting without explanation. No complaints, just permanent absence and disappeared revenue. Gloria Jeans arrived in Australia during the specialty coffee boom of the 1990s and early 2000s. The brand positioned as premium alternative to basic cafe chains, emphasising quality beans, skilled baristas, and comfortable seating. The model targeted daily coffee drinkers willing to pay modest premiums for better experience than basic chains offered. For many years, this middle-tier premium positioning worked successfully. Gloria Jeans built the largest specialty coffee chain under retail food group ownership. Shopping centre locations attracted steady morning crowds. Regular customers developed ingrained daily rituals, stopping by for preferred drinks. Now Gloria Jeans faces intense structural competition from multiple directions. Specialty independent cafes offer superior coffee quality for customers willing to pay premium prices. McDonald's and 7-Eleven provide adequate caffeine at significantly lower prices. Home brewing systems deliver cafe-comparable results at minimal ongoing costs. Gloria Jeans' middle positioning offers no genuinely compelling value proposition to any distinct segment. Shopping centre economics compound competitive pressures. Commercial rents increase dramatically, while customer foot traffic declined permanently. The fundamental equation that made food court locations viable, high pedestrian traffic offsetting high rent, has completely inverted. Revenue falls continuously while fixed costs remain constant or increase. Retail Food Group indicated company-owned stores would transition to franchise ownership or close permanently. This strategy shifts all operational risk to franchisees while preserving corporate royalty revenue. However, franchisees cannot achieve profitability under current conditions. The brand contracts systematically regardless of ownership structure. What makes Gloria Jeans' closures economically significant? Specialty coffee represents quintessential affordable luxury in consumer spending. When Australian households eliminate ingrained daily coffee routines maintained for years, they demonstrate spending constraint reaching basic lifestyle discretionary habits, rather than just obvious luxuries. The behavioural signal indicates recession advancing beyond luxury goods into everyday affordable purchases. Gloria Jeans experiences systematic accelerating closures. Red Rooster represents something more severe. Number 1. Red Rooster. Tom switched his family dinners from Red Rooster to Coles Rotisserie Chicken. The decision took roughly 5 minutes standing in the supermarket poultry section, carefully doing household budget mathematics. Red Rooster quarter chicken meal, one fixed price. Coles Supermarket rotisserie chicken, substantially less for equivalent product. Same roasted chicken, similar sides available. Significant weekly savings accumulating to hundreds annually. His family receives identical dinner for measurably less money. The difference compounds substantially over repeated weekly purchases. Thursday nights had traditionally meant Red Rooster for many years. Convenient takeaway chicken avoiding cooking effort after long work days. The routine felt comfortable and established. Then household mortgage costs jumped dramatically as interest rates surged from historic lows. Energy bills increased to unprecedented levels. Tom systematically evaluated every expense-seeking savings to offset increased fixed costs. Red Rooster became an obvious target. But Tom's budget-driven defection represents only half of Red Rooster's impossible competitive problem. Premium-seeking customers simultaneously abandon Red Rooster for superior alternatives. Oporto sells Portuguese chicken for only slightly more money, but delivers dramatically better quality. Fresh ingredients, distinctive peri-peri flavouring, superior preparation. The modest premium feels entirely justified for obviously better product. Red Rooster occupies the absolute worst possible competitive position. Budget-conscious shoppers, like Tom, choose Coles saving meaningful money. Quality-seeking customers choose Oporto paying modest premiums for superior food. Red Rooster attracts neither segment convincingly.